Any more?
I call Paul Quinn.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Mr Chair, this is extraordinary. We're into the third year of this government's outstanding stewardship of this country, and we hear for the third year the same rhetoric, the same arguments. And I'm just intrigued as to when they're going to work out that the arguments that they have been running for the last 2.5 years have still only got them 20% and falling support from the populace. You need to change your story. You actually, if you're going to succeed...
We're on a tax bill.
And in terms of the tax, in terms of this tax bill, you see, they keep going on in terms of this tax about the fact that we're hurting the middle income, that we're hurting the low income, and the fact that all our tax changes, all the tax changes that we have had have gone to the rich, all right? And they base that on percentages. Well, in the same way that they can regurgitate the record, I want to just remind them of something else I said last year, and that was this. If my friend Parikura Horomia loses 10% of his weight, and I lose 10% of his weight, my weight...
Point of order, the Honourable Steve Chevik.
Far off part one of this taxation bill.
Order. Yeah, I think we're moving into dangerous territory when we start the comments that you're making. Let's keep and focus on the tax bill. It's a very important bill, and we should focus our efforts on part one, which is about taxation rates. Paul Quinn.
Order.
No, I've ruled. Paul Quinn has a comment.
I will just give an example, Mr Chairman, to the House about how percentages work. And if I lose 10% of my weight, then clearly, in absolute terms, I'm going to lose less in my weight in absolute terms, as opposed to Parikura Horomia will lose, if he loses 10% of his weight. And that's how the tax system works when you make percentage changes versus absolute terms. And if the opposition can't understand that, then I'm afraid that's just another classic as we had in terms of the headline about not understanding the difference between revenue and net income. Another classic example of the opposition just not understanding how calculations work and how actually systems work. So, and then of course we had from the grand old man that's about to go out the back door earlier, talking about the fact that we have the lowest tax rates in the Western world. Well, so what? So what? You see, when we had the ETS debate, they were talking about being a world leader. You see? So for some things they pick and choose, they want to be world leaders, but when it doesn't suit them, they want to be fast followers. Well, I say from this side, in terms of tax rates, big deal. If we are the world leaders, so be it. We are an innovative country. We are an innovative party. We reward success. We don't penalise success. We reward it. And just because if that means that we are world leaders in terms of our tax rates, then so be it. And that will attract more people. That will attract the innovators to come to this country because they know they will be rewarded for success. They are. They're on the way. They're on the way. Now, but the other thing that I want to talk about, is what is actually an appropriate... if I was sitting in the opposition, it would be nice for them to tell me what the appropriate tax rate is for middle income. You see, and what is middle income? Let's hear from them. What is middle income? You see, in terms of the changes, and I know I only stray into the phrase, Mr. Chairman, working for families by way of example, because I'm tying it to the tax. I'm tying it to the tax rate because I want to understand from the opposition what middle income is. You see, because when we get to part two, I will point out to the opposition that the 7,000 people earning more than 100,000 are actually coming off working for families. You see, so is 100,000, are we penalising them? When you talk about, is that middle income? What is middle income?
I call Brendan Burns.